So Jeremiah said we will be discontinued from our heritage. That means discontinued from the way that we once dressed, from the food that we once ate, and from the ceremonies and the celebrations that we once kept that God gave us, not that's man-made. So the prophet was bringing out some good information. So now let's prove it according to the Bible that African American, first we got to ask ourselves, where did the term African American come from? That's the question that we got to ask ourselves. Hey, come on up. What's your name?
Larry.
Larry?
Yes, sir.
Larry, let me ask you a question. Where did the name America come from? It came from who? Italian white man. Hey, this brother Larry hit it right on the head. America came from an Italian white man. Where did America come from? I mean, Africa come from? So these two white men, right?
Bring it out.
So now, Larry, my question is, what's your name, sis? Tweety? Tweet and Trail. So Larry just hit it on the head. He said Africa come from a white man and America come from a white man.
Right.
So now my question to you, Tweet, and to you, Trail, how can two white men who we identify as African Americans create a whole nation and community of black people?
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Is it possible? It's not possible for two white men to create a child at all, let alone a whole nation of black people.
Right.
So now we got to ask ourselves, how did we come to a point where we spend hundreds of years identifying as African Americans? And we simply cool with that. We don't do no research. We go on day and day. And if we don't come out here and teach you right now today, you know what's gonna happen? Another 2 years gonna go by, you gonna teach your kids they African American. They gonna teach their kids that they African American. So God never called you African American. God called you the Israelites. You come from the 12 tribes of Israel. And that's what we're going to prove out of the Bible today. Give me Isaiah 1 and 3. Give me Isaiah 1 and 3. Matter of fact, give me Jeremiah 17 and 4. Because Jeremiah prophesied that what's going on today with our people thinking that they are African American, that was going to happen according to the Bible. And then we're going to go back and we're going to find out why it happened to us. Larry, stay with me. Come on over here, Larry. Check it out. So we finna go in the Bible where Jeremiah prophesied that we would discontinue and we will, in this day and time, we will be calling ourselves African Americans.
Bring it out.
And we're going to show you the reason why. Read that.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage.
Read it again.
And thou, even thyself.
Who is the thou? It said even thou. Who is the thou that it's talking about? Read.
Even thou, even thyself.
Even thyself. So saying even Jeremiah, he was going to be a time where he discontinued from his heritage.
Right.
We was all going, as a whole nation of people, we were going to be disconnected from our, what does it mean to discontinue something, Larry? Right. It means it's cut off, right?
Right.
Read.
And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
So we was going to be discontinued from the heritage that the Most High God gave us. We was going to be cut off from the heritage that the Most High God gave us.
Right. Bring it out.
And then what was the process of why that was happening? Do you know, Larry? You don't know why we was discontinued from our heritage? First, let me ask you a question. What makes up a heritage? Tweet, you know? What makes up a heritage? Trail. Help me out, Trail. What makes up a heritage? When you think of the other nation of peoples and how they live and the things that they do as a nation of people throughout the year, what makes up, when you think about the Chinese, do anything come about them as a people, how they live? What about the East Indians? Huh? By blood? Let me help y'all out. So when you think of a heritage, right, along with that heritage come customs.
Right.
Things that these nations they get together and they celebrate. Like you think about the Chinese, they got a Chinese New Year's that they have in the middle of the summertime every single year. That's a part of their custom. They've been doing it for hundreds and hundreds of years. When you think about the Arabs, what comes to your mind when you think about Arabs? Or you think about when you go into the gas station, you see the East Indians. What come to mind? When all of them run the gas station, do they all look alike? They what? They clothes. So how do they dress? They wear a turban, right? So that'll be part of a heritage. The way you dress. So God say we will be discontinued from the celebrations that He gave us to have. We will be discontinued from the way we dress. Did you know that God wants us to dress a certain way? That's recorded in the Bible. What about another part of a heritage? What about the things that a nation of people do, how they eat? Do they eat certain foods? When you think about Chinese, what you think about their customs of how they eat? Huh? They love rice. They put rice in everything. Rice. When you think about the Arabs, the East Indian, what comes to your mind about how they eat their food? They eat that halal food, that the food of kind of like good, clean, kosher food. But when you think about the African Americans, what come to your mind of our heritage, what we known for eat?
Bring it up.
Huh? What about lemon pepper fried chicken wings? Huh? Is that known amongst the black people that love chicken? Huh? Do we love chicken, sis? Grandma grew up cooking it in that cast iron skillet. You don't eat meat? My name is Ezreal. Hold on, wait. I want to show you this point before you get up out of here. All right, that we are how you can tell that we are the Jews according to the Bible. That's right. That you can't refute this. You got to leave knowing this. Go to Deuteronomy 28. So food makes up a part of a heritage too. So Jeremiah said we will be discontinued from our heritage. That means discontinued from the way that we once dressed, from the foods that we once ate, and from the ceremonies and the celebrations that we once kept that God gave us, not that's man-made. Deuteronomy 28:15.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all His commandments and His statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
And all these what?
All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So what does that say, Trill, before you go? Did you hear that, what he read? Read it again.
All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
It said, all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee if you do not listen to the voice of the Lord God, which is the Bible. If we don't listen and we don't do everything that's written in this Bible, that curses, which are a bad thing, will come upon the blacks as a whole.
That's right.
So let me ask you one thing. Is a curse good or bad? Bad? So I say bad things is going to happen to the blacks as a whole. Now let's find out some of those bad things that was recorded thousands of years ago and see do it fit us today as a people. Read that verse 16.
Cursed shall thou be in the city.
And cursed shall thou be in the city. Larry, Trail, Tweet. Are we cursed as blacks in the city today?
Bring it up.
How will we be cursed, Trail, in the city today? Look around. All these stores, 7 Mile Outlet, 7 Mile Discount, Liquor Store, Family Dollar. Which one of our people that we know in our immediate family that own any one of these stores that's lined up?
Bring it up.
Are we ripping the benefits of these stores that's lined up? Would you say that that's a curse? We dumping our money into another nation of people and there's nothing going back into the community? That is a curse. The Bible said, cursed should thou be in the city. Now you got to look. We're going to start back from the old times, plantation times. You think when they ran from that, just think about, we just go back to the 60s. We're going to go back to the 60s. Think about when Martin Luther King and all of them was marching for peace and equal rights, right? Was it a period of time that they was hanging bodies up on trees, the KKK?
Bring it out.
Huh? Was it a time that they was chaining up bodies, dragging them with pickup trucks, KKK? Was it a time that they had canine dogs, the police, with water holes and they would let them go and sick them on our people?
Wake them up.
That was in the city. Larry, you know about that time frame, Larry? You know about the 60s, Larry? A little bit? So do you know about the history when the police was sticking canine dogs and hosing our people with water holes? All right, Trill, hey, Trill, I know you got to go. Hey, make sure you do some research and call that number on back of the flyer. Yeah, keep that. That's for you. Hey, make sure you get Trail phone number so we can send them some information. You got to get to work. Hey, let me let you know one thing. Okay, I see you got a full beer. I want to give you one thing before you go. So, do you understand, according to the Bible, that we are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of? Huh? So you know that? You knew that before you came here today? A little bit? So what you been doing? You just been researching the information? Right. So he was telling you that the blacks, Hispanics, and the Native American, we are the Israelite according to the Bible. These people right here on this side. So now my next thing is, before you go, are you congregating? Why you not congregating, Larry? Give me Psalms 119 and verse 59. I want to bring this out to you because it's imperative. We are commanded to do what we're doing right now. To go out to the street corners, the highways and the hedges and prophesy to bring God lost sheep back into the fold.
Right.
So if you know you Israel, Larry, you have to start congregating because it's a commandment. And we're going to show you that before you leave. Don't let time waste just sitting back knowing that you are the greatest people to ever walk this earth and don't do no actions behind it to let the rest of your people know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, Larry? Read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 59. I thought on my ways and turned my feet unto thy testimony.
King David said he thought on his ways and he turned his feet unto this Bible. The testimony is the word of God.
Right.
Read.
I made haste.
He did what?
I made haste.
You know what making haste mean, Larry? That means doing it in a hurry.
Right.
He turned back to God's laws in a hurry. Read.
And delayed not to keep thy commandments.
And delayed not to keep thy commandments, not putting it off day to day. Now let's get you a commandment about congregate. Give me that in Hebrews 10 and 25. So it's important that you know this before you leave today, Larry, because hey, we out here for our brothers and sisters because we love our brothers and sisters to show you what we going wrong at. And the Lord's will, he put the spirit on you to make haste like King David and come back to his testimony and keeping his commandments. Read.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 25. Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together.
What it say?
Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together.
You hear that tweet? It said not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together. Assembly meaning it's a gathering. Coming together. It said together. Read.
As the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much more as ye see the day approaching.
And so much more you see the day approaching. It says some people forsake the assembly. Some people forsake coming together like the Lord say to do on the Sabbath day, on the high holy day. It say as you see the day approaching. Larry, you don't see all this madness going on in the earth today? Huh? You don't think that all this stuff that's going on, tweet, do you see all the madness that's going on in this earth today? You don't think at some point that all of this stuff is gonna come to an end?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, His word